nice to see you. I met this gentleman. I met this gentleman. Hello. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Okay, Tom Carter.
Hey, Tom, nice to see you.
Tony Pratt.
Nice to see you. Railroad fan? Nice to see you. Come by and say hello to the rest of the team here.
Keith Slater, Vice President Contract.
How are you? Hey, good to see you. Secretary John Snow. Hey, Jim, nice to see you.
Every good organization needs a good, strong CFO.
Keep talking to him. Keep talking to him.
You're going to take us through a presentation?
Sure.
Members of the press here in our company. Good. Representing
Treasury Secretary.
Reuters and Bloomberg. A fine, well-established name, financial reporting. Good. Where do you want us?
Anywhere you can see the operation. As I get older, I'm inclined to sit more towards the front.
I'm with you. I'm with
Please.
you. I'll get over here. Guys, hey, come on. Have some chairs on the side. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to Sechan. We're established too, but probably not as well known as Reuters and Bloomberg. We're in the defense electronics and aerospace electronics business, and that's all we do. I'll give you a little introduction here. I hope we're done in about 15 minutes or so. The name Sechan comes from Second Chance. The people who were founders of the company took an unusual abbreviation of those words, so it could be Sechan or something like that, but it's pronounced Sechan. They're all people from large aerospace companies and set out to run a small business a little better. We've been established since '84 and been doing reasonably well in all that. 20 years, I guess. We'll soon have an anniversary party for our employees. We are a small business. We're about 190 people at this point, and that's up about 8 to 10% a year for the last 3 years. So we've been hiring local people, and business has been good. We are ISO registered, and that's sort of a credential necessary these days for any manufacturing in our line of work, military, aerospace, commercial, whatever. In the global economy, that's a merit badge you have to have. For about 50% of our business is directly to the armed services, the Marines, the Air Force, Navy. And then 50% is to the subcontract to those services. They're the prime contractors you're familiar with: Raytheon, Northrop, Boeing, Lockheed Martin. We design and manufacture electronic systems only, not plumbing, not vehicles, not a lot of metal fabrication, really just the high-tech side of the electronics business, which is a good business to be in. I mean, that's where things are changing radically. We get college students through here, and I like to bring them on tours through because I enjoyed that as a college student. And they'll bring a group of engineers through, and I say, well, who are the electrical engineers? Yeah, they're good. Well, who are the civil engineers? Well, you can either be in a world that's changing rapidly, where new products are coming out every 6 months. You can be civil engineering and build roads like they did when the Romans were doing it. And then the civil engineering professor scowls at me, but he still keeps bringing people back. We are non-union, and we're employee-owned. When the founder passed away, we bought his shares of the company, and have distributed them over 10 years to the employees. At this point, 40% of the business is owned by the workforce that you'll see today. Lititz is not a bad place to have a company. It's a good, hard-working culture, and it's a beautiful area. We do some secret and ComSec work, but of course we won't be seeing that today. Basis of the business, as it started out in '84, '85, '86, is manufacturing. That's what the principals knew, that's what we were good at, and we would bid on government contracts and start manufacturing and develop the techniques we needed to be competitive. And we did pretty well at that. I think the employee ownership has quite a bit to do with it. Over the years, we added a lot of engineering, design, and development. We've been probably doing that for 15 of our 20 years. So we have a pretty capable and extensive engineering staff in the software side, electronics, and mechanical engineers, developing either products directly for the services or in response to one of the other prime contractors' needs. This is a sample. I mean, it just looks like boxes, but some of the things of interest are handheld security system radios with built-in GPS, some transmitters for security systems also used by the Border Patrol to mine an area, if you would, perimeter measurement along the Mexican-Texas border, for example. They are airdropped from airplanes, hit a stake in the dirt, and then monitor that area until the batteries expire. As a portion of our manufacturing, as an outgrowth of our manufacturing base, we've found it necessary to do a lot of automated testing. And I think that's become one of our real trademarks, the differentiator between us and our competitors, is the amount of technology and investment in equipment we put into the testing side of things. So when we get good at the manufacturing side, the next major challenge is the testing of the high technology. And we'll see some of that on our tour. I think that's really one of our best skills. Also, we have a large environmental facility where we test in the simulated military environment at altitude, shock, and vibration, the same kind of environments the products would see in real life. In normal business, this is the kind of work which would be subcontracted, but we plowed some of our earnings back into the business and have relatively capable, self-contained facility these days. Over the years, some people have thought, we really weren't too bad a supplier. The awards I think that we're particularly proud of is Small Business Supplier of the Year out of some 30,000 suppliers to the Boeing Company. It was quite an honor, and we didn't even know there was a competition for that. Apparently there were a lot of people pursuing that honor. We won it, not even knowing there was such a thing, which is a nice credit, I think. Another one that we're pretty proud of is the Defense Standardization Award we got from the Secretary of Defense in 1997 for our design and development work in the Paladin tracked vehicle. It's a howitzer, and we did some design and development, replaced 3 boxes of electronics with 1 and saved the government $25–30 million, which they were pretty happy with. Way back at the beginning of the business, we've got a Blue Ribbon Award from Warner Robins, one of the few small businesses to qualify for that kind of honor. And we've won some SBA awards locally as well. Now, we're involved in, at any given time, 60 different contracts, I would say, from small things to $20 million worth of business. And I don't want to go through all those, but I want to show you a couple of the ones we'll see in the factory today so you can eyeball what it is you're walking past. This one's easy to relate to. This is basically the anti-lock brakes for F-16s. And it keeps them from skidding on the runway and saves money on tires, but it's just like your car. Only it's exposed to the temperatures of flying at 60,000 feet. We also build the mission computer, which is the primary data gathering system for the AWACS and E-2C aircraft. And that's a very high-tech kind of system. It's 16 different processors in there, and it's a difficult product for us. We do a number of things in the launch system business, although we didn't pursue that as a business area. We do the missile launch systems for Harpoon missiles. Our customer there is Boeing. That's on most of the U.S. ships, and there's a lot of overseas customers for that as well.